10-9-87654-3210X.
Tonality is the hidden influence of sales.
Grab hold of the pen for me, just let me know when you've got one.
Both training, time management, personal efficiency, closing, negotiating.
Do I have your attention?
Out of your existing happy customers.
Things that I have done successfully in my life that I'm like, hey, this worked for me. I don't know if it's going to work for you, but I know it's going to work.
Grant, firstly, thank you so much.
Appreciate you coming out, man.
No, I appreciate you coming here. How's Brisbane? How's Australia?
Good. It's beautiful. It's beautiful here. I keep catching great weather. Had great weather in Sydney. Came up here, and the weather's phenomenal here on the coast. And then I understand you have a little weather in Sydney right now, so I escaped it.
Yes.
And then we leave, we go to Melbourne. Hopefully it gets a little warmer there in Melbourne. And then we go to Auckland, and then I go to Fiji, and then I come back to Sydney.
I wouldn't have your hopes up for it being warmer in Melbourne this time of year. Yeah. It's going to be pretty chilly down there.
Not in Auckland.
Nah. Have you been to the GC yet? If I said the GC, do you know where the GC is?
No, what is the GC?
The Gold Coast.
Oh, I thought the GC was the Grant Cardone.
The GC.
No, I was in the Gold Coast over 20 years ago.
Okay.
I came here and did a 2-hour event and flew back.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. And
it had to be probably 25 years ago. It was a long time ago, dude. I must have been 35 years old when I was here last time.
Wow. And you're here in Australia for 4 or 5 weeks in total? I know.
Yeah. In total, maybe 3.5 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. I love the country. I love the people. The economy's great here. You can tell there's a vibration of optimism and people trying to get their piece. So the audience was great yesterday. Even bigger in Sydney, just because it's probably a bigger city, but I think the people in Brisbane actually have more energy than the people in Sydney.
Oh, that was going to be my next question. Obviously, there's a bit of competition between New South Wales, which is Sydney, and Queensland, which is Brisbane. Could you quantify the difference between the two?
Well, we were down there. I mean, there's a lot more money down there.
Yes, for sure.
I mean, it's stupid money down there. We stay at the Park Hyatt, right? So
nice.
We were just looking at the Opera House. So I was right in the bedrock of all this wealth, tremendous wealth, which is very inspirational to me. Like, I love being in, when I go places, the first probably 2/3 of my life, I spent scrounging, kind of we talked about this, trying to manage things. And about 10 years ago, I decided, hey, look, this isn't working. I'm just always trying to get by. And I literally made a decision. I read this thing that Aristotle Onassis, I don't know, you probably don't know who that was, but he was a Greek shipping tycoon. And Jacqueline Onassis, that was Kennedy's wife, married him after John Kennedy died. He was extremely wealthy. He would only drink coffee. He had this thing. He would only drink coffee at the most expensive places. And when I read that, I'm like, I've been drinking coffee at the cheapest places, right? And now we got Starbucks where it's not cheap, but people are just hanging out there. But the point of that story is to hang out with people are doing well and want to do well. So we stayed at the Park Hyatt in Sydney. There was all this wealth around us. And
this way you said proximity to power.
Proximity, man. Be as close as you can to the vibration. Like, even if you can't meet the people. Like, when I changed my basis from staying in a Four Seasons as opposed to staying at the Holiday Inn. No offense to the Holiday Inn, okay? and I'm not endorsing Four Seasons, but when you're staying at a place where breakfast is free, and that's what people are going there because breakfast is free and an upgrade and awards and points. The intention of the family going there is different than the intention of the guy or the gal, the executives that are going to the Four Seasons and paying another $600 a night.
For sure.
One's wanting to do business and expand, and the other's trying to have a moment for their phones and their Facebook of memories, and that's great and everything, but everything's done on a budget over here, and these people over here are thinking about opportunity rather than budget. That changed my whole life 10 years ago.
For sure. And how would you, the flip side of that then, because when I read 10X Rule, I started to think like that. I surround myself with different people. I started to think bigger. Then the people that are around you, and I think I know what you're going to say here, would suggest that then you're faking it till you make it. Like,
no, I'm not faking. You can't fake staying at the Park Hyatt. I mean, the rooms are, I think the room was $3,200 a night. You can't fake that. I mean, you can either pay for it or you can't pay for it. So you're not going to get in faking that. Now, the fake it till you make it thing, like, I think if you fake it till you make it, people are taking that out of context and taking pictures in front of Lambos and private jets rather than saying, wait a minute, I need to show up every day. Fake it till you make it means you got to show up and act like your business is doing well if it's not. And keep showing up like it's doing well if you're not. To me, fake it if you make it means you just called on 6 people and all 6 said no. You need to walk into the 7th one like you closed all the first 6.
Yeah, I love it.
That's fake it till you make it. Anything short of that, like you're wearing a fake Rolex, or you're buying a Hermes belt trying to show off, or you're buying $2,800 shoes that you can't afford. You paid for them, but you can't afford them. That's faking it till you. That's faking it too, and that's not a good fake, because nobody's going to do business with you because of your belt, your shoes, the car you drove up in. There's a lot of that going on today,
yes, for sure.
where people are they're spending money they probably shouldn't be, rather than making calls they should be.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. Naturally, I'm in sales. I'm a sales trainer as well, so this is a bit of an ironic sort of interview, but I've also learned a lot from you over the last few years, and I'm sure you hear that an awful lot.
Yeah, awesome.
Obviously, I could sit here all day asking you questions specifically around sales. So I want to kind of put it into context for you so you can put it into context for the viewers. Our typical audience would be small to medium-sized enterprises, startups, people that are thinking about going out, starting their own business, all the way through to your Fortune 500 companies.
Okay.
Like we're working with Amex, Mercedes-Benz, Westpac Bank, which would be big over here. I want to know, we've got Andrew Banks on our board.
I love Andrew, by the way. He's texting me right now about walking on the bridge in Sydney. He's like, I want to take you. He says, hey man, thanks for doing this interview with my guys. I love those guys, and I'm paying for you to go on the bridge. And your daughter's the walk. I said, it's already taken care of. Sorry. The guy that does the bridge knows me on Instagram. He's a fan, and he already offered. I said, Andrew, you got to buy me something else.
My wife Alicia is over there. We were on the phone to him on the way up, and he said, "Grill Grant." He said, "You can go hard with him," and he said, "Shamelessly promote as well." So, but the first question I wanted to ask you was, Andrew's become like a big mentor to me. Who were and who are your mentors? Like, who did you follow from a sales perspective? Sales is what I want to
Okay, well, so the sales thing, I've had a lot of mentors, most of which I have never met. In fact, I don't know that I've met any of them.
Okay.
I don't need to meet them. Like, what I do is, I believe that if somebody is really going to mentor you, right? Like, then it's not going to be one event. It can't be like a 30-minute thing. It's going to be me understanding that person. Like, if I was going to study Andrew, I want to know young Andrew, 30-year Andrew, 40-year Andrew today, okay? Yeah. And I want to see how his advice changed. You and I were talking about a guy that followed me yesterday, and I'm like, oh, his advice will change over time. I know, because my advice has changed. So my first sales mentor, unfortunately, was all the people I was surrounded by. Bobby, Jose, Jimmy, Gene. I remember all 4 of these guys. The first real sales job I had was I was 23 years old.
On the phones or car?
This was automotive. This was my 6th sales job, but the first one I took serious. Okay. Because I was having to grow up now. I was like, I need money. Yeah. And I would watch Jose. He was the best salesman there, but he was terrible. He knew nothing about selling. Like, he was lazy. He read the newspaper. He never trained. He didn't educate himself. He had just been there 12 or 13 years, and so people bought from him. And he had a good personality, but I couldn't be Jose. So that's a problem. Jimmy, Gene, Bobby was the manager. He was the worst of the whole bunch, the whole crew. And he was the leader.
How common is that?
So those were my mentors. Those were the guys I was watching, and it wasn't working for me. Well, I guess it was working for me, because their averageness was rubbing off on me. And a guy flipped a tape to me one day. I guess I was 25 years old. I had gotten serious. I was in sales at 23. At 25, I got serious. I'm like, I'm going to get great at this. And I hated it. Like, you look like you're a natural sales guy.
It's really interesting that I wrote it down after yesterday. That's the first time I'd ever heard you say you hated sales.
Hated it. Everybody I've ever told about sales, I hated it.
I'll share my story in a second. And
hated it. Still hate it today. People are like, oh, you're a great salesperson. You must love selling. I hate selling. We had 1.4 million come into one of my businesses today. That's what I like. I like the money coming in. Anybody that says they don't like the money coming in, like, you're just like either extremely confused, or like pushing money away from you. You need to like the idea that money's coming in. That's what I like as a salesperson. As a business person, I want money coming in. So this guy, Ray Sullivan, I still remember the guy's name. He liked me, you know, and Ray was, he would visit the car dealership from time to time, and he walked in one day. I was 25, I was hungry. I wanted to do well. And I'd finished college, so he knew I was a person that believed in education. Nobody else in there believed in education. They're like, hey, things just happen. He flips this little tape to me and says, man, you might enjoy this. I just finished listening to this guy. Flips the tape to me, I take it, I put it in my car, I listen to it. I'm like, oh my God, no wonder I hate sales. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought you just go out there, talk to people, and they buy something, or they don't. Yeah. Well, in most cases, they didn't buy from me. And it was freaking just killed me. Like, I'm like, they didn't buy from me. They must not like me. Truth is, I didn't know what I was doing. And I blamed it on the career, on the business. And it had nothing to do with the business, because this guy gave me 2 or 3 little tips in that first cassette, and I was like, I went and made a sale. I was like, that was easy, right? So I liked sales more that day, and I liked myself more. All of a sudden I was happy. Like, it was crazy. Like, I went from being like hating my job one day to like the next day completely reinvigorated, excited about it, couldn't wait to get to work and try this thing. So I listened to this cassette over and over and over again. I was broke. There's an 800 number on it, Laser Limited. Still remember the name of the company. The 800 number, I called the 800 number. I said, hey, I'm about to wear this tape out. What else do you have? And they said, well, we have a video program. And I said, how much is it? $3,000. I said, oh my God, $3,000. This is 30 years ago, dude. How old are you?
36.
So you were 6 years old. So $3,000 30 years ago was $9,000 today. So I don't have $9,000. I don't have $300. I hang up the phone. I call my mother. I said, hey, I need to borrow $3,000. Like, literally, this is how long it took. I was so excited about my career for the first time in my life. I said, I need to borrow $3,000. What for? I said, I need to borrow an educational program. All right, you gonna pay me back? I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna pay you back. I'm gonna try to pay you back this month, but I need at least a year, okay? And I said, I think this is gonna like put me on the right track. Ordered the tapes. She gave me the money, ordered the tapes. God bless my mother. She ordered the tapes, okay? The tapes, now this is 30 years ago, dude. When you order something 30 years ago, you don't get it for like two weeks,
yeah.
okay? Andrew knows what I'm talking about. He's older than me, I think. And so...
I won't answer that, I'm not sure.
Yeah. And so he's probably richer than me too. So it probably takes 10 or 12 days to get to me. I was making sales the same day I ordered them, even though I wouldn't get the information for 10 or 12 days, because I was so excited. Like I had a track now. I took that little cassette, kept listening to it. When those tapes came, changed my entire career. The guy's name was Jackie Cooper.
I was going to ask you who.
Nobody knows that dude today. I know that's a long way to answer it, but the point of that story is, when I got his data, I didn't study anybody else. I quit studying everybody. I didn't read anything. I didn't look at a newspaper. I didn't take content in from anywhere. This is the one tip that I would guarantee anybody. If you do this, I promise you, the content you purchase will become worth 10,000 times what you pay for it if you only study one thing. Yeah. Do not study 3 and 4 and 5 things.
And we spoke about that just before. It's like I got a bit confused with who do I follow? Mixed messages. I like a bit of that. I like a bit of that. I lose who I am.
Yeah, the problem is, if you like a bit of this and like a bit of that, you got a bad diet.
Yeah.
So I eat a little bit of bread, I eat a little bit of meat, I eat a little bit of vegetables, good. What you should do is be loading up on the vegetables. We know that's true. And then maybe the protein and none of the bread. Yeah. And because if you take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you're never going to be in great shape. The people that train, like, they're either going to go all vegetables, all protein, or I don't know, keto. Well, they're going to keto themselves, whatever. But it's the commitment. It's like, McGregor says, Conor McGregor says, he says, I'm not the best fighter, but I'm obsessed. So he gets that. Bruce Lee talked about, hey, I don't know 800 moves, but I practice one kick 800 times. He doesn't fear the man that has 800 moves. He fears the guy that has that kick practiced 800 times. So that $3,000 investment was probably worth, to me, I don't know, a couple $100 million. Not only did it make me the top 1% of all the salespeople in an industry where it's hard, like that's a tough industry to be good in, but it also put me on my career track. The very thing I hated, I became great at, and that thing opened me up to the career that I would have now for 30 years and would be the first business of, probably, I guess I got 17 businesses.
Yeah, wow. So even though you didn't have the money, it was still the best thing you ever did. One of my final questions.
I borrowed the money. I paid my mother back. I paid my mother back within a week after I got the program.
Wow.
Like literally, my income went from $3,000 a month to $12,000 a month in the first month. It was like extraordinary for me. Now, not only was the information good, but the way I consumed the information was fanatical. And that's why I was on stage yesterday saying, guys, go to this thing, go to this thing, go to this thing. Go to this boot camp I'm doing in Sydney. I know it's going to work for you. I have zero doubt that it will work for you. It won't work for you though. However, I can't influence somebody's life if they don't go to it.
For sure. This story resonate, Leash? So I'll answer what you said earlier about me being a natural salesperson. I was actually an engineer in the UK for 8 years, so I'm quite methodical. But I was pulled into sales kicking and screaming. I had all the preconceived misconceptions about salespeople. Sure. And then I dress like this, so I don't really help myself. I dress like the car salesman. And then I got into almost a boiler room sort of environment, a bit naively when I first moved over here, and I was 21st out of 21 people for the first 2 or 3 months. And I was crap. I was 20.
You were 21 out of 21.
I was 21 out of 21, and I was looking at that, the sales board. I'm looking at that every single day. And I was sleeping on a bathroom floor at one stage. I had 31 cents in my bank, and I'm I can't do this. I got in my own head. And then I got to the stage where it was either go back to the UK with my tail between my legs, go back to engineering, back to my comfort zone.
So your accent's from the UK?
I'm from Leicester in the UK.
We won't hold that against you.
And I watched one of your London Real interviews where you said it's like saying that all English people have got manners. It's actually really true. But yeah, so I was either go back there with my tail between my legs to my comfort zone, or I dig my heels in and I try and figure out what this world of sales is. And I did exactly the same as you. I borrowed, I scrounged, I watched every video I could consume for free. And within hours, I was better at my job. And it wasn't that I didn't enjoy my job. I hated my job because I wasn't very good at it. So now I'm big on the competence-confidence cycle. The more competent you become, the more confident you become.
Totally, absolutely. And confidence is a competence game.
For sure. Yeah. And that's where it comes down to you guys. Like I've seen the videos of your office. You role play every day, and the timing's very specific as well. If I'm right, is it 8:45?
Yeah, we have a 9:06 meeting. So all the role play training and role playing has to be done before the 9:06 meeting.
Yeah, nice. Every day without fail.
Every day.
Yeah, love it. So
anything that we do, any policy we have at any of the companies we have, it's an everyday thing. It's not every once in a while. If it's every once in a while, I'm like, just don't make it a policy.
Yeah, okay.
It's either every day and we'll fire over it, or we'll eliminate somebody over the violation of it, or we just don't have a policy.
Yeah, okay. So you started to understand that sales is a learned skill. You saying so?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's a skill maybe more than mathematics. It's like, there's certain things you have to do at certain times in a sales process.
For sure.
And sales has changed over the last 20 years since the advent of the internet and knowledge and data everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, we don't think about 5 years ago, I told in my office, I said, look, we were running an ad on a major TV channel. And I said, look, when that ad hits, they're not going to that website that we told them to. I'll guarantee you. This has been intervention of Google search, right? And Bing searches is when we run an ad today, I'm like, you have to make sure this page over here that describes this product or this offering or this individual, this page, this Google search is like handled for pages deep. Meaning, if I run an ad on CNBC saying, hey, invest with me at Cardone Capital, or check out my program on Cardone University, and we can improve your sales staff, right? Then before that person goes to that link, they're going to go research me. Who is this dude? People do business with people they know and trust.
Yes.
And so that page today, like in the old days, it was like, hey, you don't have a chance to make a first impression because everything was made hand to hand, right? Eye contact, how you dress, how you look, how you talk, do you have a good breath? That's not happening today. It's happening on a search first. Who is your company? What have you done for other people? So that has to be the first impression point. So that I told Jared, I said, Jared, look, I want to make it easy for our call center. Like, my job as the owner of the company is not to make my people better on the phone, That is one of my jobs, not my first job. My first job is to make the customer know who I am and trust me before they make that phone call.
The only reason businesses fail is for obscurity.
Obscurity.
Yeah.
Obscurity.
Yeah.
And obscurity. You took how many pages of notes you did?
4 pages of notes.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
good.
That's
and do
also,
you write small? Do you write small? Like what's a page of notes?
I'm pretty meticulous. I like calligraphy, so I'm like real small. There's a lot of notes.
Yeah, you're an engineer, so he's like, that could be like 17 pages of notes for an engineer.
Yeah, and then secondary to that, it is, so the only reason we fail, or the two reasons we fail are obscurity.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I don't know you. The first definition of obscurity is I don't know you. This guy's a great camera guy, right? He's what do you consider your profession? Videographer. He's phenomenal. This guy's phenomenal. I mean, the moment he walked in the door, the guy's like, he's a producer, is what he really is. He's a producer, director. He's probably a cinematographer. He's probably going to make movies one day. He's freaking unbelievable, right? So he takes control of the environment. He wants to make everything look good. I don't know him. Obscurity. We didn't know each other. The second degree of obscurity is I know him, but I forget him. So the next time I come back to the gold call, it could happen. I could forget you, dude. Okay. No, don't. You're never going to forget me. Everybody forgets everybody, right? So, people remember what's in front of them right now. Everybody's overwhelmed with sensation, information, offers, possibilities, distractions. This is the salesperson's ultimate curse.
And even worse today. It's like,
oh my God, bro.
There's pros and cons of the technical age that we're in.
It's everywhere. I walk in this place. I got 2 little kids. I walk in this place. My kids are looking for candy, right? We're used to staying at hotels that are like, I don't know what I was thinking staying at this hotel, right? We come in here, there's offers, okay? R is for recovery. Oh, okay, that's good. Maybe we need some recovery stuff. Hydrating facial. Oh yeah, I could use some of that. But then this package right here, this is the intimate package. Condoms, lubricant sachet, female toy, adult games, satin blindfold, male toy. My 8-year-old's like, what is a satin blindfold? Yeah, the distraction.
That's for playing hide and seek.
Right. So I was just getting ready to make a purchase on the internet, and my daughter's like, "What is a play toy? You know, an adult play toy? What does that look like? Can I open it?" Right. Well, I was distracted from my purchase, right, because of, and this is the real world. So what happened was the thing that I was going to go purchase on the internet goes into obscurity. I know about it, but I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Even if for a second. And this is the curse of businesses today. And businesses are not combating it enough. This is why I spent so much time on marketing yesterday. Money and marketing.
Marketing is senior to sales, you said yesterday.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it's the first time I'd heard that. Because we always get that battle of what comes first, that marketing or sales, what's more important, marketing or sales?
Like this is a $400 million mistake that I made in my career. Because I got good at sales, I was telling this sales trainer in the U.S. I said, "Bro, you're stuck in a sales cycle." He kept asking me, "What's the thing to say? What's the thing to say? When you get to the door, what do you say? When you take the phone?" I said, "Dude, you're stuck in it. This is why you have never grown into a business. You don't have a business. You office out of your home. I mean, I'm in his house doing this thing. He's got all of his employees in that." I said, I got an office, I got 25,000 square feet, and every single square meter of that place is filled with people. He's got a house that he sleeps in at night and that he brings people on the telephone, okay? You know him because he used to live down here, Sketchy. You know who that is?
I know the name.
Yeah, Sketch. They did a movie about it, okay? That's the only reason anybody knows Sketch is because they did a movie about him, Jordan Belfort. So I said, Jordan, the problem is you're stuck in what to say, bro. You got to build a business. And that business has to know you and trust you. And the way to get people to know you, people buy from people they know. And then they decide whether they trust you or not. But the truth is, people also buy from people they don't trust, but never buy from somebody they don't know. I have to know you to do business with.
You can't sell a secret.
You can't sell a secret. Yeah. So I know today that if I would have turned my marketing on earlier in my career, I would be 10x bigger than I am right now.
Promote.
Promote.
Love it.
Then the sale gets easier. Yeah. And that's why I told my guys in my office, my job 5 years ago, I said, my job now is to make it easy. We were making all cold calls. My job is to get the company known so well that we never make a cold call again.
On that, because we talk about that a lot as well,
Yeah,
cold calling,
yeah.
and we teach cold calling. Does it still hold merit?
Absolutely.
You still do it in your office? There's
Oh
still a
my
capacity?
God, dude. We do about $40 million on e-commerce, just landing pages.
Yeah.
You hit a website, you buy something. We'll do that every year. But the other 120 million comes from traditional sales. Personal visits, doors, knocking on doors, going out and visiting customers, making outbound calls and handling inbound calls.
Yeah, yeah.
Anybody says that telephones don't work, I raised, in addition to that $160 million a year, we raised $223 million as of yesterday in 20 months taking phone calls.
This is Cardone Capital?
Cardone Capital.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
So going directly to the public, going directly to human beings on Instagram. Hey, call this number, schedule a call, plan a call. I mean, I got a calendar with nothing but phone calls. I got people who can't even answer all the phone calls. So call us. I need to answer that phone. How do I answer the phone? If I call my office right now, they're going to answer the phone like this. Thank you for calling. Cardone Capital, what can I get you information on? The first offer is information, to serve with information. So the open door is, I'm here to give you information. Now, 30 years ago, the Tom Hopkins, the Brian Tracy's, guys that I learned from, they were talking about information was late. It was late. Don't get to the information first.
Don't talk about the price till right at the end.
Leave it at the end, So I'm the guy that switched all that. I was aware that no, you need to get it up front.
One of the best changes we ever made a few years ago.
Right.
Bring the price up front, let them build value throughout the conversation.
Yeah. I'm with Success Resources. Notice when I made my offer yesterday.
30 minutes in was the first.
Maybe. Yeah. In Sydney, I made it in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I took a little long getting to it. So and people,
I was taking minutes.
I said, huh?
I was taking minutes.
Oh, were you looking? Yeah. You looked at when the offer was? I knew
you seeded it.
Yeah.
You seeded it right at the start, but the first time you actually referenced the name, the boot camp, was about 28 minutes.
Okay.
I'm an engineer.
I think we already. I think we already had people going to the tables.
You did. It was amazing.
I was told over and over, hey, you can't make your offer early. I'm like, why not, man? There's 4,000 people in the room. You don't think somebody in this room doesn't want to just do business with me no matter what? I don't need to tell them what it is. I don't need to tell them where it is. I don't need to tell them how much it is. I'm like, hey, go over there if you want to buy it. What is it? It doesn't matter if you want to do it. It really doesn't matter if you want to do it. I didn't know what this room had in it. If they'd have given me all this information, I wouldn't have booked this room. Like literally, if we'd have got more information, I'd be like, I don't want to stay here. Okay, I want to stay at a little more adult hotel.
Yeah, that makes sense. And on that, you spoke about the kids a minute ago, Sabrina, Scarlett. And obviously Elena. You speak an awful lot about legacy and what you're trying to create here. What does the legacy look like for you? And we spoke just before, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people behind the scenes that want to know this. How do you balance that when I've got an 8-month-old baby boy now? How do you focus on the legacy and the motivation?
Yeah, I don't think you'd worry about legacy at this moment. I'd worry about money right now, period. Like, number one thing I would worry about every day, you guys can get on the same page about, is money. Money can change your lifestyle. Like, I don't think this message is being shared in Australia.
No. Or if it is, it gets shut down because you're not supposed to focus on money.
Don't talk about money.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a speaker yesterday here. I'm sure he probably opened with, guys, this is not about money. Probably opened with it because he doesn't understand what he's talking about. Like period. Like, I tried to play that game. You cannot. Every business on planet Earth has to have money. Every household on planet Earth has to have money, unless you got a daddy with a business that's going to give you your start. And you can go in the basement and make videos on YouTube and put them up on YouTube for free and give your content away for free forever. If you can do that, if you got a daddy to take care of you, that's great. I didn't have that daddy. My daddy died when I was 10. I don't have a daddy to take care of me today. Okay, my kids have a daddy. But before long, they're going to wake up and be like, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to go out on my own. And they're going to find out, shit, I ain't got a daddy no more. Okay? Because it's not my job to take care of them forever financially. It's my job to take care of myself, my family, my businesses, my dreams. When they go out on their own, it's going to be their job to take care of themselves. Or they can be like, hey, I want to be part of this gig and I want to take care of this legacy. So I'm at a point in my life, I'm twice your age, so I'm like, okay, what happens with the next 20 years? I got my money right. I don't think my money gets destroyed, so I'm pretty protected there. Now it becomes important, how do I get that to fuel something that lasts longer than my physical body does? You know, how do I start planting seeds that would make me live for a couple hundred years rather than 80 years?
Yeah.
So what does it look like? I don't exactly know what it looks like. I mean, it's kind of changing every day, but once we're like, we draw it out. I draw it out. Hey, what do I want my life to look like? You know, we were talking about this with Alicia, right? And just like, look, I look at my life like a refrigerator. Like, what do I need in it? Everybody does this. Like you come into the room and you're like, hey, what do I need in my room? I need a sofa, I need a bed, I need a refrigerator. Oh, what do I need in a refrigerator? Yeah, most everybody's got their refrigerator figured out, unless you're really poor. And I remember, man, when all I had was pudding sticks. I couldn't afford anything else. But I wasn't thinking about filling up the thing, and I didn't know how to get the money to fill up the thing. And then people were telling me money didn't matter until I looked at my refrigerator and I'm like, hey, money matters. Yeah. So what I did was I decided, once I figured out how to fill up my refrigerator, then I said, hey, I'm gonna treat my life like a refrigerator. What do I need in that refrigerator, or in my life in this case, so that I can do what I want? If I could have anything I wanted, okay, what would I need? Okay, and then I start saying, man, I got a time problem. First problem everybody's got is time. So with you guys, it's time.
100%.
Okay, how do I get more time, man? No, you got to quit saying you don't have more time. You like just bitching about it.
Yeah.
I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Good. That ain't going to get you anything. You got to change the question. How do I get more time? Let me think about that. Wow, I could hire somebody. I'm gonna hire somebody, man. Shit, what was I thinking? I had 2 employees. There was 3 people in my company for 20 years. I thought, for 20 years, man, I had 3 employees. I thought if I had fewer employees, I'd make more money. I don't know what I was thinking. Completely insane. So I'm like, oh, wow, I could hire people. I started looking around. Ernst Young, a friend of mine that works at Ernst Young, he's a partner there. They have 200. I said, how many employees at Ernst Young? 254,000. I was like, oh, my God. I was sick, man. I wanted to puke. I'm like, what was I thinking? They have 254,000 employees. I'm worried about 2, right? So, I could have a better life if I had more employees, because I would have, I need a nanny. I need a nanny to take care of the kids, because kids will wear you out. Like being with an 8-month-old all day long does not make you a better mother. It makes you an angry mother. It makes you a tired mother. Okay. Watch, dude. I can only spend so much time with my kids. Like, and then I'm like, I'm tapping out because I'm an adult. I don't want to be with an 8-year-old all day long. I love my kids. I probably spend without exaggeration, I have to be in the top 1% quartile of fathers that spend time with their kids, because I figured my life out. That doesn't mean I'm with them right now. It means I'm doing this right now. And later, when I get to be with them, I get to be with them. Yeah. Okay, but notice I'm in Australia and they're with me.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I do that? Oh, I need a plane, dude. Okay. I need employees. I need my company to work when I'm gone. I got 500 employees today. How do I buy real estate when I'm gone? How do I raise money when I'm not there, right? How do I fund deals? How do I finance deals? How does the bank give me a loan for $90 million and I'm in Australia speaking, but the property's in Florida? Oh, I need people, right? So what I did was start filling out, Elaine and I started filling out I don't want a house. Oh my God, what was I thinking about buying a house? I don't want a house, dude. I want to travel the world, make friends and have partners around the world. Me and Andrew could do business here and there together as partners, right? You and I could be partners here and expand my legacy. So, but I can't do that if I'm committed to some house, some 6,000 square foot house on a beach in Miami. It's nice. It sounds good.
That's the dream.
Oh, that's the dream, dude. Yeah. That's the lifestyle.
Yeah.
No, the lifestyle is what I'm doing right now. I go where I want, when I want, as long as I want. And people are basically, they're creating their life like it's on a budget. Like you go to the grocery store. I got $100, that's all I can spend, and I go to the grocery store. That's not how life should be done. Life should be done regardless of the budget. Create the life. You're creating a life. You're not spending money you have. You're going to go get the money from other people to fund the life, an unbelievable life. Not one house, not I want to spend all weekend with the kids. There's no parents in the world that want to spend Saturday and Sunday, all Saturday and all Sunday, just with the kids. I know some of you moms and dads out there are going to say, oh yeah, I do. No, you don't actually, okay? You would like a couple of hours by yourself to take a nap.
And that's okay. It's okay to do that.
Doesn't make me a bad dad, man. My kids do not expect me to be with them all day long. So they know I have my dreams to pursue too, not just their dreams to pursue. And so the legacy, like if you want to really do something big, you got to quit thinking about the money you have, and you got to think about, what do I really want if I could do whatever I wanted? Okay, good. That's what I want. Make the whole list so you guys can actually have something worth suffering for. Because right now she might be like, when's our life change? That's what me and Elena went through. When's anything get any better than this? Because this isn't worth it. Just getting by and worried all the time, and seeing you stress out, and you come home and you can't really be with her. You can't really be with her because you're worried about the business, right? And you can't really be there because now you're burnt out on the business because you've done the same thing and made $1 million for 3 or 4 years, and you're like, okay, that didn't make me happy. So she can feel that too, right? And so the relationship has to be new all the time. And that means the individuals in the relationship, for me, have to be doing new things all the time. And for me, I need adventure. Okay, I'm not a hiker. Like somebody said, I want to go to the Gold Coast and hike. And it sounds like a good idea, but I'm not going to do it.
Mount Tambourine.
It's not my deal. It's just not my deal. I need engagement with people. I want to meet people. I want to help people. That's my deal. So Elena's got to be on the same page with me on that, or I got to get on her same page. Yeah. But somebody's got to get on one page.
So the first sale ultimately is the partner. They have to believe that you can actually go forth and achieve what you're suggesting.
Yeah, and
you have to believe it first.
And it needs to, and the payday needs to be big enough.
Yeah.
This is why people give up on their goals. Number one, I think people just get used to dropping targets. Okay, you had a target of $300,000, and then the manager's like, okay, let's just settle for $260. Yeah. $260 is good. Whatever. You should never lower a target ever. Crank up the actions. Don't pull the target down. Yeah. Same thing in a relationship, right? Don't pull that target down of the relationship. Quit saying date night. You got one date night. Dude, what is one date night? Like I'm not even like I don't even do one. I won't even be good at it if you're only doing one date night. You know, so that's not going to change the relationship. Like, you guys need to have a plan that's like, okay, this is a game changer. We get to go to Fiji for 2 weeks every 3 months. We go to Fiji. The next time we go to Tahiti. The next time we go to Hawaii. And the next time we go to America and hang out with the Cardones for a weekend. Then people are like, okay, I'll suffer for that. See what I'm saying? The goals are typically so small for people. The thinking is so small that I need to make another 10 grand. 10 grand changes no one's life. It doesn't change anything. Unless you're homeless down on the street corner. But it'll still only change it for a second.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. Make some notes through that. I'm conscious of your time, so
we're good.
I want to talk about sales again a little bit. Quick fire. What are your 3 favorite closes?
My favorite close is just to ask people to just, have you seen enough to make a decision? You know, like when I shortened my sales cycles up, everything changed for me. And again, the guy that I studied years ago that you asked me about, he was very much in belief of a long sales cycle. This was, he existed in the 70s. It's just a different thing. He was right for that time. But you don't have to spend that much time with everyone. So, number one, have you seen enough to make a decision? I'm showing you this clipboard. Man, this clipboard's unbelievable, okay? Look what it does, right? Okay, the price on this is $6.69. Have you seen enough to make a decision? Number 2, why would you do this? Why would anybody spend $6.69 on a clipboard? I just can't even imagine that. And they're like, why would you ask that question? Because I want them to tell me why they would, rather than me trying to tell them why they would.
Let them validate it.
Yeah, and then my 3rd favorite close is actually having somebody tag the close.
So second voice.
Yeah. Hey, why didn't you do this?
Yeah. So almost a quality control. Is there anything we could have done better?
Yeah,
take ownership, accountability.
Yeah, 3rd person. Even in deals that I think are good, like I know I'm good on this deal, man. This guy, he doesn't need to touch.
We do that as salespeople, don't we? We hoard.
Oh yeah, this is mine. Don't touch him. Don't say anything to him. I got it. You ain't got it. Yeah. If you got it, he's buying.
Yeah.
He's already given you the money. Everything short of that is not done.
Okay, final couple of questions. You've online training. We have online training.
Yeah.
We do boot camps. You do boot
Yeah,
camps.
yeah,
There's a bit of a
sure.
theme sort of falling into place.
You're either following me or I'm following you. One of the two. Who
One way or
knows?
the other. How does it impact people from an online perspective? Well, obviously, everyone's like, oh, face to face is much more impactful. I get way more out of you. For us to scale the business, it's not. There's no value in creating more me and my business partner Jack, who's an amazing trainer as well. So online is where the business is going. That's what's scalable. How do you counter that argument with people?
Yeah, we have 50 million. We've had 50 million logins at Cardone University. So, like, I'll take 50 million over,
4 boot camps a year.
Yeah, 4 boot camps.
Yeah.
It's just we have probably 1,200 companies that pay us $40,000 to $80,000 a year on a monthly. Yeah. Then we have individuals. I think tens of thousands of individuals that pay us monthly. Yeah. And I'll take quantity over quality any day of the week. And the reason I say that, because I can reach quality people. Look, it's not about the information first. It's about the quality of the person first.
Okay.
So the quality of the person matters more than the information. So the only way, and this is really, really important for people to understand, my content is only good with people that are quality. People that are not quality can't see it through, fake it till they make it, looking for a shortcut, get rich quick. You're not in it for the big play. You can't think big. You hang around negative people. You're all screwed up in your head. You're on drugs every day. Like my content's good. It's only going to be so good with you. I want the highest quality people possible. How do I get those people? Through quantities of people. Then once I can spend one-on-one time with them, right? That's why we have price levels. That's why I charge what I do for a boot camp. That's why I charge what I do for a mastermind. And that's why the coaching becomes very, very expensive, because I want to spend, it's a filter. Here's $100,000, Grant. I want to spend time with you, twice a year. It just gives me a different quality of person. And it also gives the client something to look forward to, right? A road to go to. So I would just say, look, the combination of both online and in person is the most powerful, because in person ends pretty quickly.
Yes.
To be able to say on Monday, this weekend we have a boot camp, and on Monday you have something you can look at, watch, review. That's the most powerful combination.
And where's your buzz from a training perspective? You still go out, you do the boot camp at the end of the month in Sydney. Still fills you up? Still love it?
No, not one thing does not fill me up. Okay. I have a tremendous appetite. So I need all this action. And this is why my wife needs to understand, I need the action, right? I need the action. Now, I was in Sydney, and this counselor chick started talking about, well, you got issues. If you need all this action, you got issues. I said, okay, whatever. Then I got issues. I don't even know what the point of the question is. I got issues. But really, it's really important for Elena to know I got issues. And my issues are this. I have tremendous potential, and I'm interested in conquering a lot of things. And if my partner is not going to participate in me going out into the world, if she's not interested in fluffing me up to go do more stuff and to fly, I'm not going to be happy in that bedroom. So I'm going to be happy if I'm doing a lot of things, and she is going to be happier, and we can fly the world, and we can be in Tokyo one day, Sydney the next, Brisbane, go to Auckland, go to Fiji, go to South America. We can make friends for my children. Money will not fix my kids, okay? What will help them in the future is having friends all over the world, because most of this money that I'm making today won't even be worth anything 50 years from now. It's all going to be garbage. Yeah. But my friendships that I make around the world, you and I having a relationship, okay? You're going to probably outlive me, okay? And you could
see how we go.
Well, hopefully. and you could 30, 40 years from now be with Sabrina when she needs something. You guys could be like, hey, I can help you. I was with your dad back in August, back in Brisbane.
Yeah. Nice, I like it. I guess that was going to be one. You've kind of segued that quite nicely. Building relationships with your perceived competition. I know people will be looking at us going, Grant Cardone's a sales trainer, you're a sales trainer. That doesn't work. So I talk about you a lot from stage, and people say to me, why do you build up your competition? Does it make sense? How do you feel about that? Am I crazy for doing that?
Look, even the competition I hate, even guys that I'm like, I just despise this individual, like I would still do stuff with them. Just because I disagree with somebody doesn't mean I wouldn't want to be on stage with them and do something. I think it's interesting. You know, I go to the ice cream shop and you see all these flavors. Just because I don't want one doesn't mean I don't want to look at it. I get pleasure just looking at it. I mean, I bet that's good. Okay, but I hate pistachio. But it looks good. Damn, that thing looks good. I wish I liked it. I had a moment, right?
Yeah.
So there's people that I disagree with. Look, there's some people I will never ever do anything with, just because I disagree so much with the idea.
Okay.
Like if you were selling pills to solve people's problems, I'd be like, I'll never do anything with you, ever. No matter what, you could offer me $10 million, I'd be like, I'll never have anything to do with you. Because I know pills are bad for people. And I know I'm right on that. So, period. Like you can't convince me otherwise, right? So, but just because a guy has a different philosophy, right? He's a minimalist. He wants to let. He's like, I just want to live life in a t-shirt. All right, good, dude. Just because you're confused doesn't mean I can't be on stage with you, right? I want to have enough. If money doesn't matter, I want to have enough to buy kids in another country t-shirts. Because right now, if all you're worried about is your minimalist life and your t-shirt and your kids, you can't fund t-shirts for kids in other countries.
Poor people are selfish, right?
Poor people are very selfish. People that just get by are even more selfish, by the way. People that get by, just get by, that are doing all right in life, have enough for themselves but no one else, are the most selfish people on the planet.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Really,
brother.
really
Okay,
appreciate it.
man.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
One thing I wanted to say just quickly to the camera
sure.
is SWISH, selling with integrity and selling honestly.
SWISH, selling with integrity
And selling honestly.
and selling honestly.